Hello, writers. My name is Sonia Ruyts, and I am a writer, mama, all-around creative, queer person living in the Pacific Northwest. I'm also a Story Intensive grad and teacher. Today, I'm here to talk to you about the Story Intensive, of course, but I also thought it would be fun to answer some questions and chat about writing and the creative process. For me, those two things are very much tied to intuition, and so I thought I would share a little bit about that with you. But if you have any questions about the Story Intensive or my life as a writer or process, anything, why don't you go ahead and pop it into the question box on the next slide, and I will be happy to answer. Hello, welcome to my writing space. This is a precious space to me. It's where I get to be alone with my thoughts, my books, my plants, and my writing project that I'm working on. I feel very fortunate to have this space in my life right now. It hasn't always been the case. I originally started writing in the margins of daily life, like so many of us do, which looked like writing in my car or in a coffee shop or sitting waiting for one of my children to be done with an activity. So I know that I can write whenever, wherever, bed, kitchen, while you're waiting for dinner, but having an office space is very nice too. So let's talk a little bit about intuition and what I mean when I say that it's one of my greatest writing tools. What do you think of when you hear the word intuition? For me, it is that little voice inside. It is that gut instinct that tells you when something is off. It is, it's a guide. It's an unconscious guide. And how I use it in relation to my writing is that I listen to it, I trust it, I understand that it is my guide to unconscious knowledge and a guide into the magic of story. One of the things that I really appreciate about Sarah and the Story Intensive is that she understands this, that there is a magic at work and a conscious creative connection that we're not always able to articulate, but our brains and the magic of the story are helping us get to. And so there are so many exercises that help us tap into the heartbeat of a story, the soul of a story, get details down that maybe don't make sense at the time, but then later it all comes together in the form of a coherent story. And that's what I love about working with your intuition. You don't always know why you're writing something, why you're exploring a theme or a setting or an idea, but it will make sense eventually. If you keep writing, if you keep excavating those ideas, developing your voice and your ability to connect with that intuition, it will all come together, I promise. It may not look the way you thought your story or your idea would look. It's probably going to be deeper and more special. I'm excited to join the Story Intensive group this year as a teacher, and hopefully I will be leading a cohort of all LGBTQIA plus writers, and we can delve into all that sorry, loud noise outside my window. So we can delve into what it means to be a marginalized voice as a writer, what value our stories can add to the conversation in literature, and can read some fun and challenging pieces together by other authors in the community. Thanks for following along today. It's been really fun talking with you about my story and my writing process and answering your questions. If you would like to keep the conversation going, please head over to my profile and I would love to see you there. I talk a lot about writing and process and overcoming challenges, and I also give peeks of my garden, my pets, my knitting, and what's going on with my plants, my kitchen. Yeah, I might overshare a bit about those things, but it's all in good fun and it's all in support of creativity. So thank you, and I will see you on the internet.